Alright, so this is the new team that I came up with here. Got the Shadow Hypno, the Shadow Hitmonchan, and the Alolan Muk. So it would be nice if you could see the shadow form visible on the team display here. Hopefully Niantic will get on that. Thought this was a very unique team until I saw King's video where I had basically the same team but with Sableye in Alolan Muk's place. So maybe something to consider. Does leave you a little bit weaker to Charm, but a little bit stronger against Mud Boys, a little bit stronger against Fighters. So a couple of different trade-offs there, something to maybe also consider. But let's get ready to go ahead and jump into the battles here. You can see how that Shadow Boost does for Hypno. Already very tanky, so that gives him a nice little extra. And he's going to come off right here into Azu. Good matchup, generally speaking, for Hypno. A lot of people, especially at my MMR, in the low 23, high 22s, are going to go ahead and go for Ice Beam. I should have let this come through. I should have known this was an Ice Beam here. And they actually need to get the Ice Beam bait and then land a Hydro Pump to win in the one shields. So I should have just let that come through. You can take an Ice Beam, even with the Shadow debuff. Not going to make too big of a difference on that move. You're going to still be able to tank an Ice Beam. And you're going to find that Shadow Hypno is still relatively tanky Pokemon. It's nice to get that little attack boost. Those attack boosted confusions do a bit more. But he still remains pretty tanky overall. Not as much so as the regular Hypno, but still able to do some work. Now again here I should have known this was an Ice Beam again and could have let this come through. It's debatable. It's debatable. Ice Beam does do a good chunk. Really don't want to go down my last shield and leave him at a shield advantage, especially if I'm still going to be able to take the matchup. But I do go ahead and farm him down there, so I do have a nice good amount of energy. And you're going to see Scrafty going to come in. Scrafty normally a worst nightmare for this team. So luckily I'm able to get off this Thunder Punch here. Thunder Punch looking to do an okay little chunk. I mean, I wouldn't say it does a good chunk, but it does a bit there. And it would have been really nice if this Thunder Punch would have gotten off, but Scrafty does have much higher attack than Hypno. Definitely going to have CMP, and might not even have been CMP. Maybe his counter might have finished before my Confusion. Confusion being such a long move, you're going to find out you're going to lose a lot. Maybe not even CMP, but you know, their move is going to finish before you and get you out of there. So, see, tried to come back with Scrafty for whatever reason there. Odd strategy. My Hitmonchan, super effective, those counters, and his attack stat being so high and counter doing so much damage, just tore right into him there. And then he was forced to switch into Hypno since he came in Scrafty first, so now he switch locked against my Alolan Muk, and you know, this is a great matchup here. Alolan Muk loves to see Hypno. A lot of Hypnos are running double Elemental Punch, like I'm running double Elementals right now on my Hypno and on my Hitmonchan as well. So double Elemental, double Shadow team here. But yeah, you don't want to get switch locked with Hypno against any kind of a Dark type Pokemon. Even that Scrafty against Hypno, even though he has the Fighting subtype as well. The Dark is going to double resist. Fighting is weak to the psychic damage, but you're still going to end up with resisted damage. And those foul plays are going to straight tear through Hypno. So, see, I was able to farm down there. I'm going to go ahead and have enough for a Sludge Bomb. Dark Pulse would have been enough. It's double resisted by Scrafty, but not much left there on the health. So, I'm able to go ahead and get that win. Now, here's the interesting scenario. You actually needed to go up to 12 counters with Hitmonchan to go for the back-to-back Thunder Punch to take the one shield there. If you go straight for the Thunder Punch, you're not going to get to the second one, and that's going to be all she wrote for you. But if you go all the way 12 counters to the back-to-back, you will take that matchup. So I am slightly weak to Mud Boys here in this team. You see I didn't switch right away because I've got Hypno back there. And then I've got Alolan Muk. Alolan Muk definitely doesn't want to see any Mud Boys. And Hypno would do okay, but since I already had the Ice Punch coming through, which is going to be super effective, and I thought I can get to 2 if I use the shield. Hopefully burn some of these shields. Everybody usually does like to shield their Swamperts, and that could be a close combat. Close combat is another move I thought about running on my Hitmonchan. So I think I'm going to go ahead and burn the second shield here. That's a debatable decision, but I did want switch advantage back. I'm going to go ahead and finish taking down the Swampert there. And then I'm going to get the Thunder Punch on the Skarmory, so I was worried that he might get me down with those air slashes before I could get the Thunder Punch, but the Thunder Punch does go off, and as you can see, I'm down to about 2 HP. Not a true 1 HP. 1 HP, you can't even really see any red there, But very low. One mud shot's enough to take me out there, and double mud boy. I said the team's a little bit weak to mud boys to begin with, but double mud boy is definitely not something I want to see. I'm glad that Swampert's already out of there. Hypno does a bit better against Whiscash and just a Swampert. See a little bit of lag there. I don't know if you guys saw that hitch, but I think he did get one or two extra mud shots in there when Muk came in, which, you know, anytime, even if it's only one or two fast moves, I often hear people say that, oh, it's just one or two moves. That can make a huge difference. A lot of these battles, especially the higher you climb in your rating, comes down to just one or two moves, or even sometimes just CMP at the end. So, see, I am able to get the last shield there from the Whiscash, and coming up, he has over-farmed me here. So he was probably counting the snarls there. He's going to know that he's going to take me out before he's going to take another Dark Pulse. But coming in here, I have my Shadow Hypno's already got some energy. So this Ice Punch is going to do a nice chunk. Again, I think probably the Mud Shot finished before my move. But either way, I think I'd have to look at the stats. But I think Whiscash, although he's pretty tanky, does get CMP over my Hypno. And you're going to see with this Ice Punch, this Shadow Boost does make these moves a little bit nicer. Elemental Punches are a little bit weak, but the Shadow Boost does make it nice. So you're going to see here, I am able to sneak in a Confusion. One more Confusion, and Heartbreak Hotel. Again, that's not quite 1 HP. About 2 HP remaining back there, but Shadow Hypno not able to survive that Mud Bomb. And close game. It was a nice test for my team, since I felt a little bit weak to Mud Boys, but to come that close against a double Mud team, it made me feel like maybe that weakness was mostly in my head. So I felt the same way when I saw the King video. I thought, oh, I have this unique team. Should I really put this out? I don't know if it's really going to be that good. And then I saw King do a video on a very similar team that somebody else had come up with. And, you know, gave me confidence that this team is pretty solid. So almost made me hesitate to put the video out. But, again, hopefully you guys can learn something from the way I utilize the team. And the team is a little bit different from the one King put out. See, there's actually some lag here. I should get to that second Ice Punch with about 25, 30 HP remaining. As you can see, I'm almost dead here. So I'm still able to get the last shield. Doesn't really make much of an effect on the outcome of the match. Maybe a couple more counters in Dalteria. Maybe crack into the Yellow Barely, but not going to be too much of a difference. Coming to the Muk here, he's in Dark Pulse range. I thought I can get to Dark Pulse quicker than I can get to an Ice Punch, although it's about the same. I'm going to go ahead and shield up here. It's probably a mistake. I probably should have just gone ahead and... Muk can take a Sky Attack. I was under the impression when I was starting these battles that he was a little glassier than he is. He's actually, I wouldn't quite call him tanky, but you know, he can take a hit if he needs to. He can take a hit if he needs to. So the Dark Pulse is going to go ahead and finish off there. I went ahead and farmed up a little bit extra energy, and this is not what I want to see. Registeel, I don't have any shields left. Gonna have to try to get him down here. A Dark Pulse. Hoping I can get another Dark Pulse off, but I know that wasn't going to happen before the Flash Cannon or even the Focus Blast comes through, so I have to go ahead and switch out. And I thought there was probably going to be an Azu in the back, but I was delighted to see the Meganium there. I was going to see this Ice Punch does super effective damage to the Meganium. So you see that does a nice chunk, and then once again these Shadow Confusions are doing work. Look at those chunks of damage just being taken down. And he goes all the way up to the Earthquake, shields are down. Not sure if he could have gone back-to-back Frenzy Plant. I'll have to look at the Sims, but the Earthquake does a lot, but not quite enough to KO. And I am able to Confusion down after that and have this move loaded here. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this Thunder Punch off into the Reggie. And one of the disadvantages of being a Reggie user is that you're not going to really be able to lock on down very often. Even though my health is really low, he has to go ahead and use his energy here, because he's not going to be able to lock on down. Or if he does, I might get to the 2 Thunder Punches and take him out with the Shadow Confusions as well before then. So coming in with a Muk here now, and is about how much a Dark Pulse does. Let's see. Did I switch him out at the right time? Switching the Shadow Hypno into Reggie? Ba-boom. Just enough to take him out. And again, super close game. Now, I said I felt a little bit weak to Mud Boys. It raises the debatable questions. This one's running Thunder Shock, but he can run Mud Shot. Is Stunfisk a Mud Boy? So, leave me a comment down in the comment sections if you think our boy here is a Mud Boy, because he's hitting me with a Discharge. Don't know many Mud Boys that can do that. So, definitely a hot topic of debate right now in the community. One thing we do know is this Ice Punch is going to do super effective damage to Stunfisk, where most of the other true Mud Boys, you are only going to see a neutral damage there. So I did take the one discharge. I think I can barely survive a second one, but I'm going to go ahead and shield this up. So I don't want to get farmed down. Even if I did survive that, I'm going to be in farm range of the Thunder Shocks, and you never really want to get Thunder Shock farm. GG's to my opponent there. I was trying to come in with Ice Punch. One disadvantage of running the longer moves like Confusion, even though you're able to farm down a lot more, is that they're a lot easier for your opponent to count and a lot easier to switch in on. So you see I got switched in on there. Luckily for me, Hitmonchan's able to come in. Shadow Hitmonchan does need to pretty much shield anything coming from Reggie though. So even though I win this matchup pretty hard, I do need to use a shield in the process. And in reality, a lot of times you do need to go ahead and throw a charge move. The one advantage of him switching in on that Ice Punch, even though I didn't do very much, it did let me go ahead and farm all the way down. So now in is going to come the Altaria, and guess what? I'm double punched. So you might have saw that Thunder Punch and thought, okay, I'll bring an Altaria. Well, guess what? You did shield it, so that's good on you, but I've got back-to-backs. And the attack stat is sky high on these Shadowmons, especially one like Hitmonchan. And you're going to see, boom. I mean, it is double super effective, but my goodness, that is a chunk of damage. I might have been able to go ahead and farm down there, but I know he had to be close to a sky attack. And look, my health is very low anyway. I'm just grateful to be able to get that Altaria out of here. And if you can look, I have all my Pokemon left. Even though once again, Alolan Muk, super weak to these mud types. We'll call it a mud boy, mud types. And he's going to be able to survive a mud bomb though if I brought him in. Thought about bringing him in just to get some of the energy off of the Stunfisk. But Stunny's going to go ahead and come in and discharge me. As I said, I did survive it. I'm not probably quite in range to be farmed down by Thunder Shocks. But if you look, health's going down maybe quick enough. Could have been danger to that. So he's going to take 2 charge moves here. This is huge to get rid of the Hypno. And it's going to give opportunity for my Muk to come in. And he is going to get to a Mud Bomb here, but I can take 1 Mud Bomb. And as you can see, I'm probably not going to take much more than 1 Mud Bomb. Does a bit over half. So if he gets to a second one, that is GG's. You know, those snarls are a long move, maybe a little bit of lag. Oh, those are one of the ones that want to make you throw your phone when you know you had it. But it's that little lag at the very end. Always seems to be at the very end of the game, right when a very pivotal moment when that lag creeps through. So it's not a replay here. This is going to be the next match. I'm coming into Stunfisk again, and like I said, the disadvantage of those long animation moves get switched out on again. So I'm taking the Ice Punch again. This time it's on the Skarmory. So at least it's hitting for neutral damage, not fully resisted, but not what we wanted to see there. Now I'm going to come in with the Alolan Muk. I saw that Stunfisk there. Alolan Muk's not going to do really anything against that Stunfisk. Hoping he doesn't have like a Deoxys or something that I'm really going to need the Muk for in the back. But since it's so useless against the Stunfisk, and since my Hypno really just has more of a neutral matchup, he does beat the Skarmory with his Thunder Punch there. And he can take a Sky Attack, but you know, I thought it was a good time to go ahead and get rid of the liability of Muk against Stunfisk. Didn't want to get farmed up at all in that matchup, and just go ahead and throw Muk in. He can do okay against Skarmory, as you guys are going to see. He is able to go ahead and win the 0 shield there. Although Stunfisk come back in, it is running Thunder Shock. It's not going to be able to farm me down. It's going to have to throw energy here if it wants to get me before I can get to the Dark Pulse. So Dark Pulse is going to go ahead and come through. Dark Pulse is a pretty nice move. If he doesn't shield it, it's going to do quite a chunk there. So you guys know that he is going to go ahead and expend the shield. Now the Mud Bomb, again, you're not going to be able to farm me down with that Thunder Shock. It's just too weak of a move. So Mud Bomb has to come in. You have to use that energy. And then I'm going to bring in the Hypno here. Now Hypno coming in, get to that Ice Punch, is going to about do the rest of the damage that I need to be done. He unfortunately does get to that discharge first. I was 1 more confusion away, so thought about throwing 1 more confusion there, but I don't want to take another discharge. It's going to KO me. And those confusions are such a long move, as I said already, that you don't want to put yourself at risk there. So gonna go ahead and come in. I've got 2 shields left from my Hitmonchan, and saw Jirachi came in and dropped a load really quick. Before this, I had not looked at the Sims, but once I looked at the Sims, I did realize that Hitmonchan actually does do okay against Jirachi. Surprisingly. Those confusions do a lot of damage, but these counters are coming back unresisted, and since I did get that Thunder Punch through at the beginning from some energy that I had, that's going to flip that matchup. Jirachi's good, but he does need a shield or 2. Not really to get through Hitmonchan, but yes, he does need the shield. So then you can see here, I still have 2 shields left. This is where it gets scary. Thank goodness I got that confusion on Hypno coming back in. If I don't get that confusion when he comes back in, I might not get this match. That might be the end of it for me. But fortunately, I am able to get that confusion coming back in. Gonna have to burn all my shields here. And you're gonna see that barely on that last confusion, the damage is gonna register. This is not KO. I have to get this one more last confusion here. And thank goodness he's not able to launch a mud bomb in the interim. And I'm able to go ahead and capitalize and confusion down. So now interesting matchup here. Gonna get out of there. I do not want to see Melmetal. Took a risk here. If this was superpower, I think that probably OHKOs me. He's not switch locked. A lot of people like to throw the superpower and switch out. I took the risk, and thank goodness it was a rock slide. Also knew that Hypno was back behind, so even if I get through him, I'm just gonna get confusion down in like 1 or 2 shots here. So I thought about throwing a shield here to get the switch advantage back, but I already know. It's gonna be the Hypno again if I do that. So I wasn't sure if I should come in here with the Muk or the Hypno. I decided to go in with the Hypno. I knew that 1 Shadow Confusion is probably gonna be enough, and it was. Expected his Hypno to maybe come back in again. I really wasn't sure though. What does he have in the back? What does he have in the back? Melmetal, Hypno. I'm thinking maybe Azu, and he's afraid of the Thunder Punches. So I'm going to go ahead and show Ice Punch. And maybe he thinks I have Shadow Ball. So maybe I can draw a shield here. And let's see what's going to happen. If he sees Ice Punch, maybe he'll switch in the Azu, thinking that that's the business. I'm going to go ahead and switch out. I'm not going to wait to see if his Hypno has Shadow Ball. I've got the shield advantage. My Amuk's not really afraid of anything. He should have also swapped. Makes me again wonder what he has in the back that he didn't also swap in kind to me. Now you're going to see the swap does come in, and it's Reggie. Uh-oh. Amuk don't have a great matchup. Neither does Hypno against Reggie. But I got him to use a shield. He shielded that Ice Punch. So in the 2v1, Amuk does have this. Looks like, again, maybe a little bit of lag. I was experiencing off and on lag here and there in almost all these matches, to be honest. So we're going to come back in here, and we are going to get to another Dark Pulse. Looks like you can see there the 2 moves look like they were sped up animations for the fast animations. There's some kind of rubber banding that goes on, or if you do experience minor lag, it will rubber band and it will catch up. You might hear if you do Sylph tournaments, the moderators, the admins say, oh, well, it was just visual lag, or oh, well, the energy was there. But sometimes, you know, then that pushes you past your charge move. You don't get to throw in time. It really just throws you off the rhythm of your game. So even if it doesn't ultimately affect the matchup, it's still unfortunate. And it's still no bueno. So you see I was able to switch out there right as I got to the Dark Pulse with Amuk, which is going to be huge later. And coming right in with Shadow Hypno, and I'm able to get the Thunder Punch. So that's nice. Use of switching and energy management there. His Hypno comes back in. I still don't know if it has that Shadow Ball or not. So I'm going to go ahead and Thunder Punch it now. It doesn't matter if he knows I've got 2 punches. Thunder Punch and Ice Punch, they both do the same amount to Hypno, so he can go either way there. As you can see, I just got kind of fortunate here. He is going to hit me with his Elemental Punch. I'm just very fortunate that I had enough health to barely survive that. Again, he knows if he gets through me, he's got an Amuk in the back, so I think he doesn't want to have that much health, or even maybe necessarily doesn't even want to win this matchup at all. He doesn't want to get farmed. But you can see I'm going to go ahead and take him down here. Even 1 or 2 more Shadow Confusions onto the Reggie might be enough. But even now I've got that move loaded, and you're going to see Highway Robbery here. I hit that Dark Pulse. I have CMP in this matchup. What's going on? That should be my game. That Dark Pulse should KO. That's the game to me. So again, some odd lag. I'm going to have to talk to Michael about that. You guys see I got Michael in this match, and you can see we do experience a little bit of lag in this match as well. So come on, Niantic. A lot of people really enjoy your game. We appreciate everything you do for us, but we would really appreciate if the lag in these battles could be addressed. So please put it on top of your agenda. Come in here. I'm going to go ahead and shield up the Sky Attack. Got the Ice Punch. It's the advantage of running the double elemental. You don't run into too many leads where you're hard walled. Even if you run into the Registeel lead, if you shield twice in the Registeel matchup with Shadow Hypno, those Shadow Confusions are so OP that you actually will take the 2 shields. Whether or not Reggie will shield your Ice Punches twice is another question. A little bit slow on the switch here. Again, running those long animation confusions. I do have to use a shield in this matchup, and I'm definitely going to have to throw some energy here if I want to get through this. Don't know whether or not Reggie's going to shield. Could be close combat, but if he's counting the moves, he's going to see that's way too quick for a close combat. But I'm kind of hoping he does let it come through, because I'm out of shields, and I'm not sure if I want to be able to take him down before he gets to the next charge move right here. You can see I did a nice chunk. I took him most of the way down. I should be able to finish him off with my other Pokemon. But one of the drawbacks of Shadow Hitmonchan is that Reggie can take you out. If you don't have a shield, if he gets some energy advantage on you big time, it can be a big problem. Unless you're running Power Up Punch, I did decide on Double Elemental because, as I said, you can take Skarmory if you charge up. You can take Altaria. What fighter do you know can beat Skarmory and Altaria both? That's pretty impressive. So, you're not going to beat Azu, but you also do have that Thunder Punch for him, so... Yeah. Shadow Hitmonchan has been nice. He's a glassy boy. He's a glass cannon. Definitely got to shield him and treat him right. Don't get him stuck in a bad situation or he'll be gone quick, but he really can put in some work if you use him right. So, see here, this is the lag I was talking about. Coming in at the end here, and there it was. I would have got the Thunder Punch off. Okay, right? One or two extra confusions after that. It's going to allow Michael to get off the Icy Wind here. And now I'm going to come in here again with my A-Muck. And he's going to go ahead and... I don't know if that was lag again. CMP, what's going on? But he's going to hit me with a Drill Run. Thank goodness. He fully charged it. Thank goodness it's not enough to one-hit my Muck. That's one of the points when I realized Muck is kind of a little bit tanky. He's got a little bit tankiness to him. He can withstand the super effective move at the end of the game. And alright, so I hope you enjoyed the look into this team that I built. Again, that I thought was a very unique team until I saw King's video with the same team. But, you know, there was Sableye and Alolan Muk's place. Does alter the composition of the team a little bit. Now let's see what PvPoke has to say about this iteration of the team and see if, you know, maybe something else may be preferred. So there's a cool new feature here. You're going to see it gives you letter grade on kind of some of the different features of the team. As I said, sometimes leave you thirsty for shields, so good to see that PvPoke agrees there, giving a D for bulk. A for coverage, A for consistency, B for safety. So definitely the strength of this team that is very flexible, and if you're able to shield and switch around correctly, you can pull out some wins. You can see no hard counter to Azumarill, so you're definitely going to be seeing a ton of Azumarills. You have to make those Sludge Bombs from Alolan Muk, and then the Thunder Punches from your two Shadow Boys do work there. And then again, those Shadow Confusions are gonna really hit hard. Again, Alolan Raichu, didn't face any Alolan Raichus in the video. It's definitely going to be an issue, especially now that it can beat Alolan Muk with those wild charges. Looks very interesting in the sim about when you throw the wild charge is when you're going to be able to pull out that victory. So Alolan Muk definitely still has some play there. But especially that Thunder Punch Raichu is going to threaten this team, as well as the, I'm sure that's a Charm Gardevoir and many of the Charmers. And you see Skarmory listed there, but you know what? Let's take a little bit closer look at that. I think that maybe, you know, maybe our Hitmonchan and our... Hitmonchan, Shadow, and Shadow Hypno might be able to handle this Skarmory. So let's take a look, see what the Sims say. I feel good about that Thunder Punch. We're running Ice Punch to deal with your other Flying Buddy Altaria. We've already confirmed that I can go straight Ice Punch when the one shield's there. So let's see what happens here. Ooh, Skarmory wins. Not only Skarmory win, he's got 36 energy, 47 HP, a rating of 695. Oh, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. But I know. Instead of Thunder Punch in here, let's just go ahead and counter. And they call it counter because you sometimes in PvP have to be a counter and count these moves. So let's go ahead and, well, we know our boy Sky Attack is super effective. We're going to shield that. He's probably going to go straight for it. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Now, meanwhile, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're getting Sky Attacked. 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's after our 12th counter. Now we're going to go ahead and Thunder Punch. Now that we've got back-to-backs. Of course, this Skarmory, he's scared. He saw us get all this energy of 12 counters. He's going to shield this. But, oh, would you look at that beautiful dark bubble right after our Thunder Punch. Now, that wasn't there before, was it? There's our original Thunder Punch. Sometimes you gotta fat finger it to get where you're trying to go. There it is. Oh, sweet victory. And maybe they're gonna double shield. Maybe they're not. Let's see what happens if they don't. Boom. Gotcha. And if they do, you got me. Looks like they might shield there, put you at the shield advantage. So interesting nonetheless that you can get the one shield versus Skarmory. So don't have to be so scared of the Skarmory leads as you might think with this team. So thanks for watching the video. Got some new equipment incoming, so hopefully to get a new layout and try to improve some of the content putting out for you guys. So appreciate any likes, any comments that you want to drop for how we can improve, and hit that subscribe button and ding the bell if you like. Thanks all.